Hello, everyone. This is Kyle Galaz with Poor2Pro Car Sales Training Podcast. Become a sales titan. We are in season 5. This is episode 6, talking about being ferocious. We're continuing the season 5 of traits of a sales titan. These are salespeople that sell 15, 20, 30 cars a month and more. They are out there, and you can be one of them. If your goal is to be a sales titan that's selling 15, 20, 30 cars a month, you will hit it, but you got to learn how to do it. You have to keep training. You have to keep preparing, because remember, when basketball players hit the floor and it's showtime and the lights are on and the crowd's there and the cameras are on, that's not time to practice. That's where you should be at your very best, is showtime, game time. So when you're at the dealership and you're in front of a customer, that is not the time to practice. That should be you're 100% top notch, ready for that customer. The practicing has to happen before you're in front of customers. A lot of salespeople fall into this trap of practicing with their customers. And this is when you lose that customer. This is when you get the, I want to think about it. Well, this is our first stop. You start hearing more things like that because you weren't ready for the game. You weren't ready for showtime. So you have to practice hours and hours and hours and learn hours and hours and hours, just like a professional athlete does before the game starts. Think about your favorite sports team. They have to practice thousands of hours before the game starts. And when the game starts, they have to be at their best. The same thing for you in the car sales business. If you truly want to be a professional and get paid professional money, then we have to start acting like it. And the way you act like it is practice before the customer gets there. Practice with coworkers. Find somebody like-minded at your dealership that wants to go to the next level. Team up with them and start practicing before you get a customer. Start practicing after you get customers and you have some downtime. That's not time to get on your phones and phase out of the day mentally until another customer comes up. This is your time to learn, to train, to get better, to listen to the podcast. And I appreciate you even listening to these words. When you hear the podcast, that tells me you're trying to go to the next level. So thank you for finding me. Please share the podcast with a salesperson that you love, that you want to help them get better too. And please just let anybody know about the podcast, because I'm trying to grow it to the next level myself. Just like you're trying to go to the next level, I'm trying to go to the next level. But I can't do it without your guys' support, and I appreciate your support, and I always want to say thank you. So let's get into this episode, talking about being ferocious. Now, I looked up ferocious on the on Google, and it's pretty bad. The way it describes the word. But when I think of ferocious, I think of something like a tiger. Tigers to me are ferocious animals. They're on the hunt. They only have one thing on their mind, and that's food, and that's getting the next meal. They can care less about huddles. They could care less about distractions. All the tiger thinks about is, I want to eat. And then it eats, and then it sleeps, and then guess what it wants to do the next day? They have to eat every single day, tons and tons of meat. So when I think of ferocious, I don't think of a negative thing. I think of a tiger always on the prowl, a lion always on the prowl, these predators always on the prowl for their next meal. Well, when you think of a ferocious salesperson, maybe you already are one, maybe you want to be one, or maybe you know a ferocious salesperson that you can think of in their head that has the characteristics like a tiger, always on the hunt for the next sale, always on the hunt for the next success. This is what being ferocious is all about. And I saw a quote online. I wish I could take credit for this, but it was a genius quote, because this is what's going to happen when you switch over to a ferocious mindset and you switch over to trying to be the most successful version of yourself. Listen to this quote. Love me or hate me, follow me or block me. The one thing you're not going to do is stop me. So what I'm talking about is when someone changes their mindset to a successful path and they don't let anything stop them, and they're going on this new journey of success and being ferocious and being a sales titan and not letting distractions happen, you're going to get haters. You're going to automatically get haters out there. So be prepared and understand that I'm probably doing the right thing if I'm starting to get some haters out there. Right? Think about it. You're starting to get some haters. That means you're probably on the right path, because people hate when people are successful, because they're looking inside at themselves and they're not successful. So they're going to do everything they can to pull you down. So on this journey of being ferocious and on this journey of being a sales titan through this season 5, you're going to start picking up some haters. But understand, those haters want to bring you back down to their level where it's comfortable. They don't want to excel like you. They don't want to get pushed to the limits like you. But you're on a different journey than them. So take this being ferocious as a mindset and understand that you're going to have some haters out there. But it doesn't matter. Love me or hate me, follow me or block me. The one thing you're not going to do is stop me. And have that mindset from moving forward, and think like that tiger analogy, always on the hunt for your next car deal. Now, here's what happens, and I want you to test this at your dealership. Tell a few people your goal. Yeah, I want to start selling 30 cars a month. And kind of look around and see what people say. I want to start selling 30 cars a month. You're going to have people say, oh, that's a great idea. That's awesome. You might have people that laugh and whatnot, but for the most part, if you're a likable person, you're going to have people at the car dealership that are going to support you. Yeah, man, that's awesome. Yeah, 30 cars a month. If you could pull that out, that would be great. I support you. But watch what happens when you actually start getting to that 20, 25, 30 cars a month. All of a sudden, those people that were pushing for you and congratulating you on your new journey, they're not so supportive anymore. Well, why is that? It's because you left their bubble of talent. You left their bubble of income. You left their bubble of success. You're in a whole new realm now, and people don't like it when you leave their realm. People want to keep you in their realm of average. Average is convenient. Average is easy. So when you're on this journey of being ferocious, be prepared for people to support you at first until you actually start hitting these numbers. And then you're going to see their true colors when you start hitting 20 and 30 cars a month. First of all, they may say congrats a few times. Oh, it was lucky. But when you start doing it on an average, 20 cars a month average, trust me, the haters will come out and you'll start seeing some true colors. All right, now what does ferocious actually mean as a car salesperson? Because, we're not here to cheat. We're not here to steal. We're not here to create a hostile work environment. What does ferocious mean? Ferocious is something that you have to have internally. You're not out there talking about being ferocious. You're not out there, bragging about your sales. You're not out there talking about what you're going to do. You're not going to get no ups when I'm on shift. No, a tiger doesn't go out there and brag about what he's going to do for the day. A tiger's quiet. You don't even see him coming, and all of a sudden he's eating. That's the kind of ferocious I'm talking about. The silent killer. Be at the dealership. No one knows what you're up to. No one even knows where you're at. Next thing you know, you're writing up a deal. You didn't brag. You didn't say I'm working a deal. You didn't grab a folder and make it real loud so everyone knows that you're working a deal. You're the silent killer. Ferocious is an internal thing, not an external thing. Now, what I mean about stealing and cheating, you don't got to cut other salespeople off from taking an up. If they're walking towards an up, so be it. They saw it before you. But what I am saying about being ferocious, if a customer pulls up, be ready for them. Get out there first. Be on the lot already before other people. Stay out of that huddle. The huddle allows people to dictate if it's your up or not. If you're not in the huddle and a customer pulls up and parks right next to you, that's probably going to be your up. If you're in the huddle and a customer pulls up and that customer is equally distant from all three of you guys in the huddle, all four of you guys in the huddle, now that up is for anyone's grab. I'll take it. Okay, you're fine. That's not a ferocious mentality. A ferocious mentality is these guys better stay on their game when you're on shift. But you don't got to say anything about it. You're just on shift and they know there's a killer on the loose that's going to sell a car today. When this guy's on shift, know that he's selling a car. Know that he's furthering car deals all day. Know that he is planting the seeds to make car deals to sell 20 or 30 cars a month. 20 or 30 cars a month may sound impossible to you. You might be at an average of 8 cars. How in the world does someone sell 20 or 30 cars a month? It's a mindset. It's a change in your work ethic. It's a change in your prioritizing what's important at the dealership. Is prioritizing hanging out with the guys, hanging out with the girls, hanging out in the back office, watching YouTube or doing these other things. Is that prioritize over than learning, training, getting better, practicing closes, and then when you get that customer crushing it with them on the lot? What's your priority? If you're at 8 cars, a month average, then your priority is not being a savage, ferocious salesperson, being a sales titan. Your priority is other things, and you fit in car sales in your shift. You fit in helping customers in your shift between all the other distractions that you're doing. You have to go to work and clock in with that tiger mentality. I'm going to clock in and now I'm on the prowl for the next 8 hours. That is how you sell 20 or 30 cars a month. If you meet somebody in the car business like I have that sells that 20, 25, 30 cars a month on average, go follow them on Instagram. Follow what they're doing. And you're going to see that their whole mindset at the dealership is sell, sell, sell. That's all they care about because they have that ferocious mentality is I have to eat today. I have to sell a car today. So when you go to work, start thinking like that. Yes, you're going to lose some buddies and some huddles at the dealership because they're not going to be on the same journey as you. They're not going to be in that same mentality as you. So guess what? You're going to shed the fat. Average salespeople have this quote unquote fat on them of hanging out and doing this and doing that. But when you're running hard every day trying to sell cars, you're going to lose that excess fat of huddles, hanging out, watching TikTok and YouTube. You're going to start shedding these things because you're on the run like a tiger trying to get that sale. Tigers don't have fat on them unless they're at a zoo waiting for their next meal. But the tiger on the hunt every day is the guy that's in shape mentally and physically. All right. So let's go back to that huddle talking about the ups. When a customer pulls in, what is your protocol at the dealership? Do you have a gentleman's agreement on who's up next? Or is there a store policy that says, hey, whoever's out there, whoever's closest gets the up? Get out of these gentleman agreements up with your car lot that say, well, you know, I was out here and I know you weren't, I know I was inside, but technically I'm next up. No, you're not. There's no policy at your store that says if you're inside getting some water that I have to wait for you to get back out here because it was your turn. No, it's my turn. I'm out here and I'm taking this up. I'm not going to let the up wait for you to get done using the restroom because you were up next. No, man, this is the car business and I have to make a sale today. I have to eat. So when it comes to ups, look at your store policy and figure it out are you in a gentleman's agreement, this huddle agreement, or are you allowed to take the very next up if you're closest to them, if you're on the prowl, okay? You got to think like that. Now, here's another thing that happens to salespeople is that want to break out of that current average mindset and go into that ferocious mindset is they'll make their $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 for the month. And let's say it's the 15th or the 20th. And you've paid your bills and you got some extra money. What happens to your mentality after that? Are you slowing down or are you using that to catapult you to the next level? Wow, it's the 20th. I've made 8,000. I'm on pace to hit what? 12 grand? I'm going to hit 12 grand. Or do you hit 8 grand by the 20th and now you start slowing down? You end up finishing the month at 9 grand. You made 8 grand in 20 days and then you made 1,000 in 10 days. So that mindset of always being hungry, no matter how much money you made, no matter if you hit your 12 car goal or 15 car goal, is to keep going. I still have a lot of month left. Just because I hit my goal doesn't mean I can't try to break it. Doesn't mean I can try to set a new store record. Put your name on that wall. Put your name on that plaque in your dealership. The whole point of being ferocious is, like I said, not externalizing it where you're bragging about stuff. This is what I'm going to do. And watch me, I'm selling a car. No, it's an internal thing. The silent killer. Have the mindset of I'm going to sell a car today. No one's going to stop me. Love me or hate me. Follow me or block me. The one thing you're not going to do is stop me. Have that mentality when you clock in today and try being a better version than yourself. The closer you get to success, the closer you get to a new level of success, the farther you're getting from your old self. You're never going to actually catch and be able to hold on to success. You never get it in your hand and now it's yours. You have to continually try to get success. And sometimes the closer you get to it, it moves a little bit farther from you. But the closer you excel towards success, the farther the gap, the bigger the gap is from your old self. Every day, try to get farther from your old self because your old self is not where you want to be, correct? Is everyone happy with their current or old self? Do you want to go backwards in income? Do you want to go backwards in success? Or do you want to fight for the next level of success? You're always going to be on a journey to chase success. You never actually hold it in your hand. But I promise you, the closer you get to that success in front of you, the farther you're getting from your old self. And make that gap bigger. Close the gap to success and make the gap from your old self bigger, bigger, bigger every single day. And constantly have a mindset of, I'm going to do new things. I'm going to crush new things, and keep on trying, keep on being better, and keep moving forward. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Being Ferocious. I hope you guys enjoyed the KBB close episode. That was a little bonus episode I wanted to throw in to the mix there in season 5. I got to use that close. I've actually used that version of that close for a number of years, but I felt like I've perfected it enough to share it now. And it works really well. We actually used it just yesterday. It's funny. I dropped the episode yesterday, and I had a salesman come in, and the customer had a Kelley Blue Book saying his Ford Fusion Hybrid was worth $7,500 on a Kelley Blue Book printout. And I simply gave my sales guy a few tools, and I didn't even have to go out there and close it. And this salesman's only been in the car business for 1 or 2 years, actually about 3 years. And I gave him some of the tools that we talked about in that episode, and I never saw him again. He closed the deal, and he got to learn a new technique. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Kyle Galaz signing out.